still get the same horrible remarks from fans, viewers, and critics alike about the state of the playing surface, state of the fan area. Loads of other things will still be complaining about. So I think we are still far off the level at which we'll get back to that level of dominance on the African scene. If you want to go to with the likes of Orlando Pirates, Mamelodi Sundowns right now, you need to check the infrastructure that has been put in place and the amount of years it's taking these teams to consistently churn out quality to perform on the biggest stage. And I don't see the Nigerian teams doing that at the moment. Last time out, the champions of the league, Remo Stars, were battered completely by both home and away. That's to show you the drift between the level of players we're all putting out to face ourselves, because it definitely comes down to the quality of players both teams have to put to prosecute their tactics. So right now, we just hope the teams do something, a miracle happens, get favorable teams to play against, and most times it's not even about the names or the pedigree of these teams that they are facing. It's just the drift between the quality of players that are available for both teams to prosecute these games that affects the results of the game. So right now, these 4 teams that qualified from Nigeria, yes, for the coming NPFL season, they look like they are strengthening themselves, putting in 1 or 2 players to do the goods for them. But for the continental competitions,
do they have the quality?
I've not seen something different that they've done over the past couple of years that has not helped the progress of the teams into the next round of the competition.
It might just be the result on the pitch. You don't think about that? Maybe, whatever they're doing right now, I might not, show face until they get to, the field of play.
How many CAF experienced players do Shooting Stars have in their ranks? Academy Warriors, who relegated last season, how many players do they have? Last time out, a team that almost relegated played in the continents. We saw what happened. Kwara United last time out, they were horrible. So for the top tier,
the last champions,
Remo Stars. So for the top tier league, Rivers United and Rangers, yes, they look like dominant forces, a team that everybody will look to beat again to get to the NPFL title. But what of the level of players they have now? Can they compete with players from different continents and different countries in the world? So definitely they don't have answers to that. And we hope between now and when the competition starts, there might be changes and infuse 1 or 2 things into the team, or maybe generally up the level of the players themselves and get better players, and maybe we'll have something different to say this time around in the competitions.
All right, we'll be looking forward to that, and we'll be giving you more updates from CAF, definitely, and giving you and putting you up to speed on all of the actions that are coming through from the 4 teams representing Nigeria when it comes to big football in Africa. All right, let's move away from that and let's take more stories. And this is coming through from the Nigeria Premier Football League. NPFL has now made a functional website a mandatory requirement for club licensing ahead of the 2026-2027 season. The club that fails to create and maintain an active, updated website risk losing their license to participate in the NPFL. The directive is part of the effort to improve club branding, fan engagement, transparency, and commercial appeal across the league. All NPFL clubs have been put on notice to comply, before the new season kicks off. And I'm asking a question, Sanuruddin. The NPFL body, do they have a working website?
They will answer you, they have one.
No, I need to answer me, because this is a slap on the face of Nigerians, because I'm wondering why are we having a discussion about websites? I mean, this it's the bare minimum. It's just the bare minimum for you to have as a club.
In the advent of AI, new tech, and host of other things, everyone is battling right now.
We shouldn't be sitting and be having discussions for websites.
Even non-league sites in Europe and all
they have a website, a working website.
But that's the problem we face here in Africa, in Nigeria. You just spoke about the problems of infrastructure. What does a team that without a good playing surface need to do with
the website? Who is managing the website? So what are they doing so what do they know about a website? So there's so many things that we need to check and balance properly, and it's not making sense anymore.
But Tolu, this is a reflection of our society in general. I can put it to you that a host of state governments in Nigeria still don't have websites. They don't have databases for their staffs, for their own digital platforms. Yes, they may keep records, books in some offices, but in this age and time we are, everything has gone global and digital. It makes processes easier. It makes everything more transparent, and we are still where we are, still mandating clubs to get a proper website and a proper technical department that helps them through their day-to-day activities. It makes me wonder how these teams go through their processes and automate a lot of things. But it is what it is. We hope they comply as soon as possible, and the teams that fail to comply get the right punishment, because there are no talks about punishments grave enough to shock me right now. Because if you tell a team you are going to withdraw their license from participating just because of a website, they can cook up something in a couple of days and just to get all bypass and do a lot of politics, which has been the case on the Nigerian scene for a long time. But right now, a lot of things need to change. They need to sit up, and I think this is one of the points reached from the committee that was set up to help the branding of the league recently. We had the Shooting Stars chairman was also a part of it. So I think this is what has come out from the committee and the recommendations they made to the league body, and we hope these teams comply as soon as possible. Get a functional working website, get a team to watch it and work through it 24/7. Let everything run smoothly, and increase your transparency. Get people to invest in your clubs on a big range. So it's the way to go, and we hope they comply as soon as possible.
I want to ask you, as we're talking, I want to ask you, what do you think I was trying to check out right now? I was trying to check out the website of FPA. Honestly speaking. All right, I think
it is what it is.
So I just think we need to.
We need to up our game, and so that's the problem now.
Yeah.
These teams don't have a proper website. They don't have proper playing surface. They don't have proper gyms for their athletes. Even the backroom staff is not complete. They just have a handful of people put together just to save face for the team and all. So if we are still in this level, I don't think the current season is going to be a lot different from what we witnessed last season, and it's only going to take a miracle between now and the tentative date that was proposed by the NSC and the NPFL for the resumption of the league. Between now and then, I don't think, except a miracle happens, I don't think we'll get a different season from what happened last out. Maybe different teams with different results, but definitely the drama is still here to stay.
All right, definitely. We'll be giving you more update, but that's the mandatory, policy. Different policies also have been made. They've asked that players be paid 2 million naira. They've been asked that things be done properly, fan whatnot and whatnot. Go ahead, quickly.
Yes, I'm sorry, but NSC and NPFL governing bodies are asking for things from these clubs. What are the things they are also putting in place to help these teams get better funding and be on the level of their counterparts? What administrative level of instructions are you bringing out? What incentives are you giving these clubs that will make them also want to comply easily? Because I understand that it's not easy to change overnight, and you have to definitely give these teams some push-ups, not just demand from them without giving them a room to get these things together or give them a clear path on how to do it. Yes, we have experienced heads in these bodies. They can help these teams improve. So bring out the tips and give them something to work with so that they don't feel like you're demanding just from them. Also help them. You've spoken about the 1 billion prize money for winners of the next
next MPFL.
The next MPFL
champion,
league.
Yeah.
But you're here to give us a clear-cut plan on how you're going to get the money, how you're going to put the money, and the prize money for the rest of the 17 participating teams in the league. So, yes, these teams have a lot to do to meet up to standard. The NSC also as well, we need to demand from them proper practices and better decision-making going forward.
All right, definitely. Also, let me break out the news quickly for you that CAF inspection teams have arrived in Nigeria to assess facilities for the proposed hosting of the 48th CAF Ordinary General Assembly and CAF Awards. Delegation will inspect the areas, the venues in Abuja and in Lagos. There you have it on the screen. The meeting was held over the weekend, and definitely more stories will be coming out from that news. Let's move away from that and let's ask how many of us have been preparing to have our calculators ready because the Super Falcons of Nigeria picked up the victory against Zambia. Azizat Oshuala getting the goal right there for the Super Falcons of Nigeria, but it's not over until the last game. The reason why I was asking about the calculators because for Nigeria to move on to the next round, is dependent on the victory between Zambia and Malawi. Now, Nigeria would need 3 goals more to advance into the next round. That is if Zambia beat Malawi. But if they play draw, a victory for the Super Falcons of Nigeria will get us safe through to the next round. Let's just talk about the game over the weekend quickly. The Super Falcons of Nigeria picking up the victory. A red card for Tosin Demeyi in that game, a needless one to be very honest. And you look at the game, and I'm still asking a question, Sir Nuruddin. I watched the game to the 90 minutes and I didn't see any tactical approach in that game. We are still facing the same problem. And I was about speaking to somebody over the weekend and I said, there's going to be a major problem if we are to pick up the World Cup ticket. Now, this is where the problem is going to come from. If we still have Justin Madugu in the ends of affair for the Super Falcons of Nigeria, it's going to be a big problem for us to see anything good come out of the Super Falcons in the World Cup. Because till now, there's not a tactical approach to the system of the Super Falcons. It's just kick and follow till now. And there's no player in WAFCON that has the ability, the strength, everything to showcase for the Super Falcon. No team in this WAFCON. There's no team. But still, we're still playing kick and follow football in this age and time.
It's so sad that it is where we are right now. And we've spoken about it a host of times. The successes of these women, successes of this current squad has not been down to the technical brilliance of the technical crew. It has been solely on individual brilliances that has drawn out the girls in difficult situations. Red card on that day put them in a very tight spot, but they were very matured enough and composed to see out the game. There were times the lead flashed from their eyes, but they were still able to keep up the composure up until the end of the game to get the maximum points and put themselves in contention to get a ticket into the next round of the competition. But talking about the coach, and we complained about that in the first game, before the second game as well, we spoke about him changing his approach to the game and giving us something to show as the head of the technical crew, and let's see your input in this side. But yet again, you can't give what you don't have, and I'm sorry, this is where the Super Falcons are at the moment, and we need to start scouting for a better. Last time we had a coach who showed something with this side was Frank Waldrum, and we saw the way the relationship between him and the NFF ended. That was what brought to the emergence of Justin Madugu into the national team. So with the way things have been going in the NFF in the past couple of years, if they don't get someone they can work with in terms of other things that is not clear and open to the media and eyes of the public, I think we don't get coaches of good quality for our women. And you've mentioned it, player to player, toe to toe, no team in this current competition, no team on the African scene right now can match these girls for quality, for flair, for popularity, and all. That is an all-mark team. That is an excellent team.
An excellent
any
team.
day, anytime. And it's going to be so sad if these girls don't make it into the World Cup due to the things that happen in the background. Going to the next match, I don't expect much from Justin Madugu again and his team. I just expect the girls to show us what they have, do what they've done over time. Individual brilliance. Asisat Oshoala, first player to score in about 5 or 6 WAFCONs. I'm sorry if I'm not missing words, but in all competitions she's played, she definitely scored a goal, and it's nice to see her leading the charge again. She was benched for the first game. She came on in the second game and got a chance early in the game, put it in the back of the net, and helped the morale of the girls up until she was taken off the pitch and left the players to do their thing and secure the win in the end. So going into the last match, we need to score as much goals as possible and hope the Malawians don't rest on their laurels, get maximum points, or at least a draw against the Zambian side. So the Malawians are showing that they're not just newcomers. Defeated the Super Falcons in the first game 3-2. The Egyptian side, yes, I think they are the boogie teams. They're out of the competition already. 3-1 again, and that's to show you their statement of intent. We are not here to play. Yes, we are newcomers, but we want to show the world and definitely the African scene what we've got in stock. All
right, let's look at the other results that happened yesterday. A big victory for some teams. Cameroon getting a victory against the Black Satellite. Also, Cape Verde getting a goal finally in this WAFCON, their first ever goal in the WAFCON tournament. That one ended 3-2 right there. You want to take me through, the games yesterday and how good of a result was it for some teams quickly?
Yes, everybody who got the win celebrated, and some teams qualified to the next round already. We spoke about Malawi, spoke about the host nation Morocco, and most of other teams have qualified onto the next round. And for the Cape Verdean side, we spoke highly of the men's national team at the World Cup qualies, at the AFCON, and definitely at the World Cup in USA, Mexico, and Canada. And now their women are on the African scene for the first time around. Another debutant, not going the way they want to go. 2 defeats in 2 games now, and they'll be hoping results go in their favor elsewhere in their group if they want to qualify to the next round. So it's exciting to see loads of goals in this tournament. We had about 24 or 25 goals in the first round of games. The second round as well give us plethora of goals, and we're looking forward to the concluding match of the group stages. And for teams that want to go to the next round, definitely have a lot on their sleeve. Super Falcons of Nigeria, they have a lot of thinking and a lot of training concentrations to do ahead of the competition that lies ahead of them. And the WAFCON is opening up, is buzzing up. Fans are increasing in the stadium. That's something that is exciting to see, and we hope towards the tail end of the competition, business booms for Morocco and tourists, and we see better tournaments that we saw in the first match of the competition.
All right, before we move away from the WAFCON, there have been complaints of the commentary level of this WAFCON. I don't know if you saw the balls on social media. People are complaining that the commentary level is really poor.
Are you talking about the commentary level or the coverage in general?
No, I mean, we're talking about the commentary, not even the coverage now. You know, where we have the likes of the Peter Diori do the things.
Yes.
But now, we're not getting now. Now, we even have commentators, but the commentators cannot even call out the names of this player. How would you mention the goalkeeper, the player? They have names, for Christ's sake. And the commentary is supposed to enjoy the game of football. And at the end of the day, I don't know. It's just in shambles. I can simply.
That's down to CAF. That's why I said the coverage in general. There are times you have to scroll through channels before you get the channel, the feed that is showing the match live.
Showing the matches,
it's exhausting. And now to talk about the audio commentary from the game is not at the level we expect. I think we can do better. There are several beautiful.
Yeah, we even have few in Nigeria that we could pick from.
And elite commentators who have heard in several games. And
is the money the problem now?
That's the administrative part of business. And for you to have, I think the whole rescheduling of the tournament has messed with a lot of things. A host of people there that might have been booked for the regular time the competition was supposed to be held might pull out now after having 1 or 2 other engagements, or even think you guys are not serious. You definitely shifted the last one. What are the assurances that this time is going to be available as well? Because it's going to be a 1 month long gig. So a lot of planning needs to take place in this. And right now, what is not helping the coverage as well is the process of too many competitions. Pre-season is ongoing. The Commonwealth Games just ended, and a host of these creatives are scheduling are spread between these vast sporting events, and they want to get the juiciest and best packages for themselves. So Commonwealth just ended. Maybe now they can get 1 or 2 changes in the technical team. And
since we're heading straight to the quarterfinals,
maybe, and maybe when they increase the coverage, get more fans to the stadium, it's going to be more appealing for people to talk about. And definitely we urge the current ones, the carriers on board, try and do your researches before the game, because there's no commentary without accurate facts.
Get your facts right.
Get your facts right.
Get the name of the players.
Commentary is all about information. We all hail the likes of Peter Drury, John Champion, Alan Smith, those beautiful guys or those beautiful voices you heard. There's work behind it, and we need to do better and churn out quality content in the world of football and sports in Africa in general.
Beautiful. Definitely we're open for more right there in WAFCON. I'm sure those are watching me will just be wondering, Toluwani is on the range this wonderful morning. Well, I just want the best for Africa, because we're just here trying to make sure I will remain on the global stage. All right, let's move away from that, and let me inform you that the Commonwealth is over. That ended on Sunday, as the only African country in top 10 was Team Nigeria. After 9 days of action in Glasgow, Team Nigeria sits 6th on the medal table with 24 medals, 10 gold, 7 silver, and 7 bronze. The country's 10 gold medals have come from athletics 4, weightlifting 3, and powerlifting 3. Nigeria has had an impressive outing in Glasgow, leading the African charge as the only African nation currently ranked among the top 10 at the 2026 Commonwealth Games. Let me inform you that it was a massive way to close the athletics competition in Glasgow, as Samuel Ogazi made history as the first Nigerian man to win the Commonwealth Games 400-meter title, storming to a new game record of 44.25 seconds. How do you run 44.25 seconds? Is the question I would love to ask Samuel Ogazi to secure gold medal for Nigeria. Ella, also clocked 51.00 seconds to win bronze in the women's 400-meter, claiming the first individual senior medal for Nigeria and becoming the first Nigerian woman to medal in the event since Fatima Yusuf claimed silver in 1994. Congratulations to history maker. Also, let me inform you that we won bronze in the men by 400 meters. I was expecting more from that end. Also, the mixed 4 by 400 meter, we won bronze. Not about outing, for Team Nigeria in the relay race, but a lot to build on. Let me inform you that judo, we won bronze. Anko Kuta won bronze, fought away onto the Commonwealth Games podium, claiming bronze in the women's 600 kg judo event, defeating Zambia Rita Kabinda by Opion. Let me inform you that Nigeria bounced back through the recharge after a loss in the quarterfinal before wrapping up bronze medal in the context in less than 3 minutes to secure another medal for Team Nigeria. That one. There have been a major improvement, Sanurudeen Alimi. A fantastic run. A few medals shy of the last one in Birmingham. We didn't live up to the expectations when it comes to the medal. But good improvement. We saw different sports that we participated in. You talk about judo, you talk about cycling, you talk about swimming. We could put our hands netball and all of that in all of this event. How exciting and the growth of athletics in general in Nigeria, and what can we do better from here on?
Yes, we've spoken about the things they need on the athletics scene in Nigeria, and I think this current rise has been helped by the infusion of foreign-based Nigerians who have decided to represent the cause of Nigeria Global Green in several tournaments and several competitions, and that's a welcome development. But now it's now down back to the administrators. You've come about with a model that has worked this well. Yes, we could have done better. Teams got 70 medals. They participated in several other competitions. Yes, we can do it. You can participate in more competitions.
If Australia is running home with
111 and Great Britain ending up with 90 medals and all, we can definitely get there. But it's not a snap of finger that's going to do that for us. We need to put in a lot of work. We need better infrastructure. We need a system that promotes the growth of these athletes. Not just after the Commonwealth Games, everybody goes back to normal, leave them to train in facilities that are under par, and when it's just 2 or 3 months to the competition, you start scampering around and getting them to put them on world-class levels. You need to organize meets and several competitions for these athletes to keep them up to date and in competitive mode before it's time for major tournaments like this. Yes, we'll give kudos for things they did at this tournament. We didn't hear about hiccups in financial remuneration, but healthcare insurance for our athletes is very important. And moving forward, we've conquered a lot of things with this just concluded Commonwealth Games. We don't want to face the problems we faced and tackled right now and move back to them in 4 years when we get back, when we are going to India. Between now and then, we need to set our eyes on athletes that are likely to retire before then or be off their peak as at that point, and the ones that will represent us in several competitions that we put our eyes on, start grooming them as early as possible to get the best out of them before then. So good work from the Nigerian contingent. Kudos to the athletes for representing us so very well. Loads of medals, loads of gifts for them, and I'm looking forward to their welcome back party into the country as long as they land.
All right, beautiful. I don't know. I was just sitting here and I was just thinking, what if I have a facility that house these athletes? I mean, they can go back to their family, but there are days where they return back, and the facility is well equipped with top-notch, equipment for all of the athletes participating.
And properly maintained.
Yeah,
we need a proper sports village. I think in several parts of the country, even if we can't get in the 6 states and the FCT right now.
Just
I think
center
in our 6 geopolitical zones, we can have a proper athletes village where athletes go. They are representatives of the country.
Yeah, they come.
Put them on proper plans. Get coaches and teams that would be with them and monitor their progresses. Health officials that would tend to their injuries, and data scientists who will keep track of their metrics and all ahead of the competition. So a lot of things. That's why I said it boils down back to the administrative part of things now. We've conquered some things at these Commonwealth Games, and we've gotten the help or the luck of foreign Nigerian athletes representing us in several. They didn't train with our equipment leading up to this competition. They did their thing and came on when it's time to represent the colors, did their thing. But now we need to retain them. We need to open their eyes. We need to go to our universities, get the best of athletes, college games, university games, bring the best of us together, get them to athletic village in the geopolitical zones, maybe at several intervals, create meets and make them bond together to get the team, and we know the best of best over time, and we don't start scampering around when it's time for tourneys to get athletes that will represent us properly on the big stage. So it boils down to the administrative points. We need a lot of things to be done. We need infrastructures that would help and aid the growth of our athletes looking forward.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I just think that maybe it's just we, the journalists, that and think about sports development in Nigeria and how we can grow the economy of Nigeria. I don't know. It's just a whole lot, my mind to see how that can be done to grow the economy of Nigeria. Let's move away from that. Let's talk about, what's happening in Ivory Coast as Emma Fass has left his role as the Ivory Coast national team coach following a lack of agreement on contract, purposes going forward with the Ivory Coast manager. Just left the role, and I think they'll be seeking for a new management. Let's move away from that. Let's talk more stories, as this is coming through right there from Gianni Infantino. I think his excitement across the world as FIFA president Gianni Infantino has scrapped plans to sell a stake in the World Cup following widespread backlash, including from within global soccer governing body and a threatened boycott by European nations. Having listed carefully to all the views, it has become clear that the project has created a vision of nature that, regardless of the level of support, are no longer in the interest of the objectives set out of the first place. That's the update we're getting from Gianni Infantino. Go ahead, Sanu, really quickly.
Yes, we expected this year. Last week when we spoke about it, I said this is still in the early stages, and a lot of things will still go on in the background before we get to the final conclusion. And it didn't get to the light of the day. Post the show on Friday, I started hearing reports of fallout between Infantino and several key members of the FIFA governing body. So now it has been scrapped, and scrapped for now, for him, to me, doesn't mean definitely cancelled. I think he's going to bring it back at some point if he remains as the head of FIFA over the next period of time. I think with the elections in his mind and a host of other things, has pushed his hand to say, okay, this has been scrapped, has been taken off the table for now. And come to think of it, looking at it plainly, there are a lot of demerits to what is being proposed by Infantino and the bodies that are looking to invest in our sport. It's going to affect a lot of things and make it more politically inducing to people to take decisions that are supposed to happen naturally. So that is not going to help the progress of the game. We are still battling VR decisions, referees doing what they like on the field of play. Speak about Trump, we'll always go back to that. I think for the next couple of weeks and couple of months, speaking about injustices in football, and we don't need to bring extra strain on a already strained relationship between the fans, the administrators on football, and the game in general. So way to go for FIFA, avoid controversies, take the contentious bone off the table and let's continue business as usual.
All right. Also, UEFA. I don't know what to do with UEFA because UEFA has been fighting all of this. Also, the FA also have been fighting this, and they've welcomed the FIFA decision, but they've seen it as a shabby backroom, upkill deal that has not hatched, and they are glad that all of this is happening. That's the statement coming through.
There are no differences. There are no differences.
So, yeah, there's no difference between UEFA and FIFA.
So, it's just any lemamba ni barao. That's the saying in Nigeria. So these administrators are all the same everywhere in the world. We speak about NFF officials, we talk about English FA, we talk about the UEFA administrators. Last time out, when there was a bust like this in the governing bodies of football, FIFA and UEFA, arguably the biggest names in world of football, it was Sepp Blatter and Platini, the head of UEFA at that time, that were indicted in several corruption cases. So that led to the end of their tenures, and now we have Infantino and Ceferin on the UEFA front. So UEFA is going to pull their weight. They are the most developed footballing nation or footballing contingent, footballing wise. So you can't take anything away from them. They have the media coverage. They have the best selling clubs. They have the clubs with the biggest fans and highest coverage in the world. Definitely everybody watches the UEFA Champions League. You know the amount of fans it pulls from around the world. So if you have that much leverage, you definitely have to use it to your advantage and serve as check and balance for the bigger body FIFA. And now they scrapped it off. They are backed in business, and we'll see what they cook up with next.
All right, let's move away from that story and let's have you more update from the camp of Chelsea. Several news emerged over the weekend for Chelsea. Luka Modric is back with the team. He's going to travel. He has traveled already with the team to Hong Kong, but Danny Welbeck signed a new deal. Thank you so much, my producer. Luka Modric, just like I said, is going to join them right there in Hong Kong. Fantastic one to see him, being cleared of that ban. Also, Danny Welbeck, shocking. Chelsea fans are excited at you to see Danny Welbeck in the ranks playing for next season. Those are the career paths that Danny Welbeck has played for Chelsea. Signing to paper, excitement for Chelsea fans. For you, quickly, Sanuruddin. Also, let me just drop all the updates in the world of transfer quickly. Also, let me inform you that Everton has agreed to sign Christian Norgard from Arsenal. Here we go. The midfielder agrees to move, and Arsenal received 7 million euros right there from Everton. Arsenal. All set medical as a report already. Remember, Arsenal are also set to accelerate and close the deal for Bruno Guimaraes deal immediately. Quickly, all of the transfer updates within a few seconds.
Yes, the Premier League is in 2 weeks and some days, and everybody's trying to set their team together. And like I said in my intro, preseason games are going on in full swing right now. Players are getting more and more involved, getting more minutes under their belts, trying to keep them sharp and in shape for the coming footballing season. And you understand the ingoings and outcomings for several teams. Arsenal, they had the luxury of Norgard last season. He helped them in training and propelled them to the title. Yes, he was not a pivotal player, but definitely.
So I think he's asking for more playing time. Reason why he's going to, Everton.
I think that was just the plan for Norgard with Arsenal. Just a year contract or two, and it's outside the age grade that Arsenal are currently using for their transfer. So I understand that, and now he's done his bit. He's moved on to Everton. He went from Brentford to Arsenal, back to Everton, and he's going to definitely get his time and his doings at Everton. And David Moyes is a man that knows how to utilize players like that, using for their wealth of experience to balance the midfield and all. So good one. And for Bruno Guimaraes, they're looking to get their man. Exciting one. I'm going to see how that unfolds. The midfield of Arsenal with Declan Rice, Zubimendi, Mikel Merino, Bruno Guimaraes. So exciting. So exciting to see how Mikel Arteta combines this team together to try and challenge for titles in the coming footballing season. So that's one to look forward to. And for Chelsea, Danny Welbeck is now, they've gotten their man. Not a stranger to London. He's been on the north side with Arsenal before. I think he had the FA Cup success there, but now he's with Chelsea. Let's see what he's going to achieve with the help of Xabi Alonso. And I'm envious of his career. Played for Manchester United, Sunderland, Preston, Watford, Brighton, and now with Chelsea. So that's an exciting lineup and an envious CV to look forward to.
I agree.
I'm looking forward to the partnership between him and João Pedro in the Chelsea forward line next season. They did so fantastic work together at Brighton. Can they replicate what happened at that place in the new Chelsea setup, and Modric is back. Glad for him. He had 2 years out of football due to doping issues, and that has been dropped now. He's been confirmed fit enough to play football again, and he's traveled with the contingent for Chelsea to prosecute the rest of their preseason games. I'd like to see his burst of speed back on the field of play, and maybe now he's going to be better with his finishing now that he's matured. But it's still football. Lots of exciting things to happen, and stories are still going to emerge, and that's what we're looking forward to, and that's what we're here for.
All right, wrapping up the show, let me inform you that Kolo Muani has also made a final move to the old ladies of Turin, Juventus, for next season. Finally, from Paris Saint-Germain to Tottenham Hotspur, now finally back at Juventus. Quickly.
Yes, Tottenham Hotspur accelerated in their move last time out to get him. That was why he hasn't been in Italy already, because there were talks about Inter Milan and Juventus going for him when it was about leaving PSG. Now his time with Tottenham is over. Roberto De Zerbi assured him it's not a part of his plans, and definitely he's going to Juventus Turin, a team that is under rebuild right now. Is definitely going to get the time to show what he has in stock, and that's an exciting side building up in Italy for Juventus. They have a striker who understands the game. I'm not a fan of him though. Since the 2018 World Cup miss, I've not been a fan. That would always haunt him in my own opinion. But he's a good player. He's shown what he can do. He's technical with the ball, and he has an eye for goal, and he's packing some in his right boot. So definitely it's going to be exciting to watch in this area, and defenders in this area should be where Kolo Muani is here. Okay, beautiful. All right, let me inform you that in Group A, matches for today, the African Cup of Nations Women, WAFCON, Senegal are going to face Morocco, Algeria against Kenya. Let me inform you that in Group A, Morocco are leading with 6 points, Algeria with 3 points, Senegal with 3 points, Kenya, the Whipping Girls with 0 points. Those are the matches for you to look forward to when it comes to the Group A match in WAFCON. And that's going to be a wrap on the show this wonderful Monday morning. I want to say a big thank you to the producer, a big thank to the crew, a big thank to the director for making sure Dominion Sport remains on the global stage. Remember, it's the new month. Tie your laces again. It's time to set the ball rolling. So no, I want to say a big thank you to you. Thank you for giving us your wealth of experience every day on the show. Your top-notch analysis every day is impeccable. None to that. All right, we're going to say again, but quick one. Please, I want you to subscribe to all our social media platforms. On Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram. We're also on YouTube. Please, we are giving you premium content. Nothing beat that right here on Dominion Television. I am Abe Paul Toluwanimi. Till we see you again tomorrow. Keep watching, stay blessed, and bye for now.